Today we're going to be working on this tank and trying to get rid of all this algae because I've just been neglecting it. I've been working on, I always make the same excuse, but I've just been doing like too much around the fish room and it's a mess. It's a complete disaster right now. You can see just stuff everywhere. But the good thing is I've cleaned out the room outside next to this fish room. There's a room out there. It's all clean, completely empty. So very soon I'll be moving all of this stuff, all the things that I'm not using, all my uncle's stuff will be going into that room, and we'll have so much more space to work around here. And also it's spring, so it's getting warmer outside. We're going to move all these plants back out where they belong, and this room will just change. This year is the year for this room. This fish room is going to look amazing this year. So if you're not yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We've got so many tanks coming up in this fish room. So let's get started with today's project. We've got to clean this tank up right here. So it's kind of embarrassing showing you guys this messy fish room, but I promise it's coming along one step at a time. We're making progress in this fish room, but I've also got to make videos for you guys on YouTube. So today we're working on this tank, and you can see there's a lot of algae. This I think is like filamentous algae as well as hair algae, and we're going to be taking as much of it out as possible, and we're also going to add some shrimp in here that will help keep this algae level down. So let me first give you a close-up look of this tank, of all the algae, all the plants that are growing in here. You can see the algae right here. There's so much of it. This side looks really good. We've got the cryptocorin pink flamingos that are kind of hidden back there. This carpeting plant, the 𝗲𝗾𝗀𝘀𝘀𝘀 brasiliensis, has just recently started taking off and it looks amazing, but I'm gonna have to give it a good trimming to get rid of all this algae. And you can also see we've got algae growing on the leaves of the 𝗲𝗂𝘂𝘀𝘀𝘀, the African water fern, and over here as well. Just a ton of it, but you can see the stem plants, so vibrant, such nice colors, and I'm really happy with how this tank is doing. The cool thing is though, there isn't much algae on the glass. Like, I haven't cleaned the glass on this tank for about 2-3 weeks, so you can see it's pretty clear, and it's pretty cool that there's very minimal algae growing on the glass. So yeah, it must be the plants that's helping out with that, but the filamentous string algae, that thing's gotta go. And you can see right here we've got the lily pipes, the snails stuck onto the lily pipes. I think the lily pipe is probably the ultimate snail killer. If you don't want snails, get lily pipes because they will suck up the snails. And it's kind of sad because I don't want to kill these snails. These are ram's horn snails and I really like them. I try to save as much of them as possible, but they just somehow end up getting stuck onto those lily pipes. So that's really unfortunate. So I'm going to go and get some shrimp. Amano shrimp is the shrimp that I'm getting for this tank. They are probably the best algae eaters out there for planted aquariums. And first, I was going to do maintenance on this tank, do a little bit of trimming and cleaning and just make the tank look better before I put the amano shrimp in. But the store that I want to get my shrimp from is closed tomorrow and the day after, so I want to go there right now before they close and get some of those shrimp. So let's head over there. Alright, so Aqua Review is the place that I come to get my amano shrimp. Firstly, because it's a really good price here. The amano shrimp, today we're getting 10 of them. You can see it's already packed in this bag. And the price here is the best I've seen. So this is where I come to get all my amano shrimp. Let's take a quick look at the store. We've got an iwagumi right here with Congo tetras and glass bloodfin tetras. Really nice tank. I love the rocks in this tank, so nice. You can see the Ariocalon feather duster is also flowering. This is a 90 centimeter 3-foot tank. Over here, this is a 60 centimeter tank, the same size that we're working on right now. The tank that we're going to put the shrimp in today. But you can see this is a really cool scape, and it's going to be taken down soon, and they're going to reset it up, so looking forward to that. This scape was set up 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, by Honma-san, who is a creator at ADA. You can see the image right here. He created this tank, and he's also, I think, one of the top guys at ADA. So yeah, really cool skate by him. You can see 3 years old and still looking pretty nice. Nature style, kind of like island style. Over here you've got another cool island style with sand around. 𝗲𝗾𝗾𝗀𝘀𝗀𝘀 with a bunch of Anubias nana petite and cherry barbs. And check out this nano tank, a 30cm tank. You can see how small that is, but it's doing amazing. It's got the 𝗲𝗾𝗾𝗀𝘀𝗀𝘀 C2 RGB. You can see the color is so vivid, so nice. And it's got the glass stand. Same with this. Look at the stand, it's made of glass. And then you've got the stainless steel CO2 cover, the case, as well as the superjet filter. And then over here, this side is where you can get plants. 𝗯𝘂𝗀𝘀𝗀𝘀 plants here. And then the fish selection. I want to get gold tetras for my 60cm tank. Gold tetras is the fish I want to get, but this store doesn't have them right now. But take a look at this. This reminds me of like a bigger version of the gold tetras, the diamond tetra, and these are amazing, so beautiful. And they have babies in this tank, multiple generations of babies. These are some of the babies that have grown up. But if you go to the back of the tank, sometimes you get lucky and you see some of the babies, like here. Check out this guy right here. That's a little baby diamond tetra, so really, really cool. If you just set up the right environment, your fish will breed naturally. So that's a 6-foot tank, 180 centimeters. You've got 𝗶𝗂𝘀𝗀𝘀𝗀𝘀 just growing out of the water. This is all live. Everything here is living. This area here is really cool too. You've got a table, you can sit down, read some magazines, and yeah, just have a good time in the store. And I've done a full store tour of this place. I'll put a link in the description below so you can go check that out. But here's another tank that has been recently rescaped. It's an Iwagumi style using Seiryu stone. So the plants are still just growing in. You can see it was set up in on February 7th. So a cool triangular scape composition here. And then this area is where you've got all the ADA tools, the ADA lineup. Yeah, really nice store. Here's a small little 1-foot cube, 30cm cube with a ruby tetra, little rummy nose tetra in there. And then the paludarium. So there's 2 paludariums in this store. 2 of these Dua system terras is what it's called, I think. But yeah, really nice setup. There's no fish in there, but you definitely can keep some shrimp, maybe some smaller micro species of fish. Yeah, this tank is cool too. This tank has been set up for quite a while. I think like almost 4 years, maybe more than 4 years, but you can see just a bunch of rainbow fish in here. So that's just a quick tour of Aqua Review. I'm going to get my shrimp. I'm gonna go back and add them into the tank. Alright, so it's actually the next day. I've added the shrimp in the tank already. They're all swimming in there, eating all the algae. But you can see there's still a bunch of algae. I'm going to do maintenance today. I'm going to do some trimming. I probably should, because look at all this. Look at this rotella. It's growing super long. And I'm going to try to get as much algae out of this tank as possible. You can see there's already algae on my finger just from grabbing that rotella. So yeah, I'm gonna go in there, clean this all up, and we'll see how it looks in a moment. It's probably not gonna look good. Okay, so there it is. I've trimmed the carpet, but I haven't trimmed the stem plants. I've decided to leave them alone for now. You can see most of it hasn't reached the surface yet, and I don't want to trim everything at one go because that will really stress the whole system out. So this tank is probably, I gotta admit, one of the worst starts to a planted tank I've ever had. The algae in here is just crazy. There's so many types. There's hair algae, filamentous algae, staghorn algae, blackbeard algae, and it's just really nasty. You take a look at this rock over here covered in algae. I've just been neglecting this tank a lot. I think the last time I did a water change on this was about 3 weeks ago, maybe even longer, so you can really see it's been struggling. I've just been doing other things and I haven't been paying attention to this tank, so now I'm gonna try my best to start focusing more on this tank. And I think once we get the fish in this tank, I'm really going to enjoy it a lot more. These last few weeks I've just, yeah, as I mentioned, I haven't done anything with this tank. So yeah, that kind of sucks. The shrimp are working really hard in this tank, but I think I really should have gotten at least 20. 20 to 50 is a good number of shrimp, but I just didn't want to pay so much money for shrimp because I know this tank will fix itself eventually. So yeah, that's why I only stuck with 10. And if you guys are wondering how much I paid for the shrimp, it was $1 a shrimp, so $10 for 10 of them. And yeah, they seem to be okay, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to build a temporary lid because I don't want these shrimp jumping out. So we're gonna build a lid using some of this polycarbonate that I've got left over. Definitely not a perfect lid, but I'm really happy with the outcome of this. You can see I've cut out a hole right here so that the pipes can fit. And yeah, I really like it. Let me know what you guys think of this lid so far. It's kind of different than the previous lids I've made before. But yeah, I'm not going to have this lid on during the entire day. It's only on during the night when I turn the lights off when I go to sleep so that shrimp don't jump out during the night. But during the day, I'm usually here most of the time, so if a shrimp jumps out, then I can quickly go and put it back in. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't need to happen. So yeah, we've got the lid on here. I'm gonna take this off for now, and I think what I'm going to do today is for 2 days I'm going to turn the lights off, completely off, blackout this entire tank. So we'll open the 𝗲𝗾𝘂𝘀𝗀𝘀 app and look for the WRGB Slim, which is this one right here. It's kind of hard doing this on the camera, so you can see the lights. We are on auto mode. I'm just going to flip this to manual mode and turn the lights off. And yeah, now it's just the back screen that's on, and I'm going to leave this just like this for about 2-3 days, and the algae should really settle down. It's kind of the method that I've learned over the last few years. So, and I guess since we're not gonna look at the tank anymore, we'll just put the lid back on again. But yeah, just like that. Alright, and there it is. The lights are turned off. The light screen in the back is off. The CO2 is off. We've got the lid on. Hopefully, in the next few days, we can get this tank looking back to normal. Hopefully, the algae settles down and disappears. That's really the goal. It's really my fault for letting it get this far. I should have kept up with maintenance, but sometimes things just happen and there's no one else to blame but me. So I really hope these Amano shrimp can do a good job for me. I might add a few more in here, and soon we're going to add fish in this tank, and I already know what fish I want. Also, I really hope that the pink flamingo cribs down here, I don't know if you can see them, but I hope they will survive these next few days without the lights on, because pink flamingo cribs, they are kind of sensitive. They need strong light, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens to them. But as always, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.